Calories, protein, carbs, fat. So these are all body. These are all body weight in pounds. All body weight divided by pounds. So to lose weight, you want to start about 12 calories per pound of body weight. That means if you weigh 90 kilos, it's 200 pounds, which is 2,400 calories as a starting point. Protein at about 40%, carbs at about 30%, fat at about 30%. For maintenance, so like let's call this no change, about 14 calories per pound of body weight. Protein, carbs and fats, usually like we'll just run them all together, 33% across the board. Again, that doesn't actually matter that much. And then for weight gain, typically we're looking at 16 plus. So that could be like, so for down, we're talking about 2,400 here for this person. For maintenance, we're at 2,800. And for gaining, we're at 3,200 plus. That 3,200 plus means that depending on that person, depending on their predisposition towards gaining weight or not gaining weight, you may need to change it up or down. Again, if they have a very high like thermic non-exercise activity thermogenesis effect, their body's going to respond by upregulating activity as food comes in, so they find it harder to gain weight. So this actually then turns into 3,500 calories, or maybe even 4,000, depending on the person. And then typically we'll have a protein a little bit lower there. And the reason why with protein lower when you're gaining weight is because up to a certain point, you're not going to turn over any more protein into extra tissue. Like, let's use a hypothetical number of you can convert 200 grams of protein per day into new muscle tissue. That's again complete gross science number, but let's use that. You can convert 200 grams of protein per day into new tissue. If you eat 250 grams of protein, you've wasted 50 grams of protein you can't use. Okay, that means it's going to get used in a different fashion, either like used for energy, for like activity energy, or stored as fat. Okay, it's still getting used, but it's not being used to form new muscle tissue, and so it's wasted. There's no point doing it. So they're like the numbers we work off of initially. So how does that actually affect real life? One of my big problems with tracking calories is that most people just get it wrong. And if you've been telling me you've been tracking your calories for the last year, say the last month, and you're not losing weight, females, obviously, like depending on points in the cycle and all that sort of stuff, it changes everything. That's why you need to look at it over a 6-week or an 8-week period, rather than seeing it as a 2 or 3 week thing. But for guys, like if you're not losing weight after 2 weeks on a calorie level, the calories are too high or you're just not getting them right. So the data shows and suggests that people will misreport calories. So like you actually have eaten 3,000, but you think you've only eaten 2,000 by 1,000 to 2,000 calories per day. And girls are way worse than guys. So like...
But I always round up calories. If I was counting calories and something was 70 calories, I'd say, well, that's 100 I'm not using.
Yeah.
Therefore I wouldn't be having my intake of calories.
Oh yeah, get you. You put like it in the bank.
I just would always allow for error. Yeah, and I don't, it's 75, I say, well, that's 100, I take 100 off of that, and that would be 100 grams of calories.
And when we're writing plans for my gym, that's usually what we do. We usually like give it like a low ball target, on the understanding that people actually probably go a little bit higher without realising it.
I pot of soup, big vegetable soup, and I counted everything in my gym, so we weighed everything, counted, and we weighed 150 calories, that's about 1,000 calories stacked in a pot of soup.
Yeah.
Good
idea, actually, really good way to do it.
We weighed everything, we weighed lettuce, we weighed sky.
That is epic.
Everything I ate or any house I rented, they all knew. I even went to a house where they were celebrating Ramadan, and the daddy said to me, how much watermelon do you want? How much would I weigh? I said, 100 grams. And then we had to work out how much that was and everything.
How'd you get on with it?
Great. For about 10 days. I've been bald since.
And what happened after 10 days?
The just keeps giving out to me.
You got absolutely sick of it, right?
I know, it was great. That's great,
well, let's go for it. So usually over say like length or things like that, then my mum would do say like kind of different stuff. So describe how you would feel after say doing kind of like the month of Lent that we usually just go on. That's an absolute lie. But no, in terms, no, sorry, not how you feel. What happens after what James asked there? So what happens after you've done that for a while?
It'll take me a day or two before I get back into eating chocolate, and then I'll be demolishing everything inside.
Okay, so we've all been there. We've all done that. We've done a routine for X amount of time, and it's just not maintainable, and then you bounce back.
Can you see my water anywhere? Yeah, too strong. But yeah, that's typically what happens with people. Like the tracking is cool. Anything that's new or flashy, it gives us hope. And because it gives us hope, we stick into it and we go, right, this is the solution. This is exactly what we're looking for. It's the same reason why people flip around through gyms. It's the same reason why people go through different diet methodologies. It's because it gives them hope. It gives them something new to look forward to. And that's great, but anytime you do that, you don't actually establish new habits, you don't learn new things. So this is like a more global answer. It takes about 21 days to establish a new habit. We've all heard that number. But it takes about 68 days to really make it stick. 68 additional days. So that's, 89 days? It's just over 12 weeks. Like
it's about a third of the year.
Huh?
It's about a third of the year.
About a third of the year. So here's the thing: if you pick up one new habit and hold it for 14 days, you have an 80% chance of success. If you try and pick up 2 new habits for 14 days, you have an 80% chance of failure. So the more you take on, the more likely you are to fail. That's why this change thing happens so gradually. That's why it takes 6 months for it to become like an automatic eating thing for my guys. Why it's not just a 6-week blast. So to round that back, what I'm saying is focus on one thing. Where are we? We're at like 19th of July?
21st.
Or 21st of July.
Just the last 2 days.
It just means 2 days close to my birthday. So on the 21st of July, for the rest of the month, for the rest of the month and for the first week of August, just try and pick one thing. That one thing might be drink more water. When you go to the bathroom, like, gross alert, look at what's in there after you pee. If it's not clear or pale yellow, you're dehydrated. If your lips are dry, if your mouth is like, you're dehydrated. If you're already experiencing those things, it's too late for you. You are properly dehydrated. You should never get to that state. I'm there right now where I've been talking for, 2.5 hours almost. It's natural enough. But if you get to that state, you're in trouble. When you are dehydrated, your body will say, hey, consume. Now, it'll try and consume food or may consume water, but a lot of the time, the initial stages of hunger are just not having enough fluid. So if you do get that way, just look like half a pint of water, or a pint of water. Give it 20 minutes, and if you're still hungry, then you can eat. So really what you're looking for is habits. Number 1, the habit is drink enough water. Okay. Every single one of you guys put away a 2-litre bottle extra per day. That would be your initial goal. Whatever you're drinking now, get a 2-litre bottle and put it on top of it. If you want to just be a little bit more, precise, because that's how you roll. 1 litre for every 25 kilos of body weight. So if you're like 90 kilos or 100 kilos, we're talking about 3.5 to 4 litres of water per day. Just do that for 2 weeks. That's all I'm saying. Do that for 2 weeks. Don't worry about anything else. You're going to turn around and say, oh, that's too easy. Fucking prove it. Okay? Because I guarantee you that is not easy. It's not easy to put away that much water each day. It's not even that it's hard. You can totally drink it. It's just getting into the habit of doing it.
You're living the little dog doing that.
You would for a while, and then your body would get used to it.
No, really, you do get used to it.
You would for a while, because anytime you change something, your body overreacts. It's like anytime you change anything in your body, like your first training session ever, if you remember that, your body goes, oh God, what am I doing? And it gets really, really sore and you can't move. But by the first week, you're still sore, but you're not as sore. Good, whatever.
Teacher's pet.
But yeah, you will totally, for sure, you'll be going a lot more for the first week. And then it'll start to normalise and regulate again off that. I promise you, your body will start to adapt and get used to it. But I always start people with that, and they always say, oh, it's easy. It's not easy. It really is. It's not easy at all, because you're forcing a new habit onto your body, and until you get used to doing new things, you'll never be able to do new things. This is the easiest win you can get. That's number 1. Number 2, like, these seem like little deals, but if you only do 3 things for the next 3 months, you get great results. So number 1, more water. Number 2, set a timer. Every meal you eat, you should consume over 15 to 20 minutes. Don't just wolf it down. Okay? It takes 15 to 20 minutes for your body to feedback from your stomach to your brain to send the regulation of hunger. So, let's say for example, you have a big massive plate of food in front of you, you're starving, you'll go and try and eat it as quickly as humanly possible. And then you feel bloated, you feel uncomfortable, you feel like crap afterwards because you're overconsumed. If you slow it down and you took, let's say, 2 or 3 bites of food, put your fork down and had a little bit full of water. And then you did it again, and after 15 minutes, who hasn't eaten today? Or tonight? Who's eating again today? Like dinner and shit. Just do this. Yeah, will be. Just do one thing, okay? Do nothing else after this. Please do this one thing. Tell Gav how it goes so he can tell me. Or even better, go on to Revolution Fitness Facebook page and just tell me yourself.
Tell me and I'll tell him.
Just take 15 minutes to eat your food. It'll feel unnatural. Take 20 minutes, okay? You'll be all like energized and looking forward to trying new stuff today. Take 20 minutes, okay? It'll feel unnaturally slow and it'll feel absolutely ridiculous. What's probably going to happen, and I would be pretty confident on this, is you're going to struggle to finish your food. You're going to struggle to finish it because you're actually eating at a rate that's normal. Okay? Food used to be social. French people eat awful food, but they eat it slowly in a good environment, which actually means it's better for it, not as damaging process. That's number 1, that's number 2. Number 3, look, just whatever you do, get in 3 to 4 meals a day. Honestly, I don't care too much what they do. But when there's something like that, you're on the ball. Like if you can just, like even you know what, even if you forget about this, and you just did those 2 things, and that's all you did until the end of August, I'd love to see how much your body composition changes between now and then. Like if you measured your body fat and your body weight today, I took a photo and did those 2 things, I think you see a radical transformation.
So what we're saying here is everyone here tonight is getting weighed and measured between now and the end of the week, and then at the end of August we're going to do the same thing. And myself and James are going to have a chat, and we're going to see how well you all do.
It's the no diet.
And that's just more water and set the timer.
More water, eat slowly. Yeah, it sounds ridiculous and it sounds simple. And the thing with all these, like the habit stuff and kind of the food relationship stuff is, it sounds too easy, it sounds ridiculous, and you go, oh, I can totally do that. You fucking prove it. Okay? Everyone says they can do it, but if you're telling me you can do it and it's too easy, it's just you putting up a bullshit excuse because you don't want to try it in case you fail, because you think it's so easy, and you think it's so easy, and you feel like that if you fail, you're crap. So you put up all these excuses as to why not to do it, because it's too easy, because it wouldn't work for you. It will work. It is easy, or it's simple, but it's not easy. Do it. 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Keep this up while you're doing this for the second 2 weeks. Come back and tell me how it goes. I guarantee you will drop body fat, you'll improve good health, you'll feel better, you'll look better, you'll develop a much better relationship with food, you won't find yourself binging as much. Because if you finish your meal and you're still hungry, you will eat something sweet. If you get to the end of the meal and you're stuffed, it's much less likely. It's going to cost you an extra 40 to 45 minutes per day. Skip an episode of 24. Skip an episode of House of Cards. Just watch 1 instead of 2.
It's crazy talk.
Huh?
It's crazy.
I know, right? Yeah, perfect.
Oh, look, oh yeah.
One more thing, what was it?
Veg. Greens, veg.
Greens. Yeah, like it's really specific. Add in some greens, but no, there's something I want to evolve on.
Sleep, training.
Probably not that important, to be honest, if I can't think of it. This is what it was. It was like, tonight, look, do the 20-minute meal thing tonight. Then put it in your phone as a reminder to start again in 2 weeks. Forget about it until then. Do this. Okay? It's going to feel like slow progress. Slow progress is better than no progress. And again, what we're looking to do is consciously develop these lifelong habits, because if you can do that, everything's easy. If everything's easy, you're more successful long term. Is that okay? Anything else, guys, before we end?
Is there anything to do before you have an hour before you eat your protein? It's supposed to make protein work quicker or do something, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll let's say if for a training session, if you have some sort of carb source like in fruit with protein, you will absorb the protein somewhat faster.
Yeah.
So it's an important principle, but one of the big things with anything like that is if that's somebody's biggest problem, then you're already going to be in a really, really, really good position. So until it is somebody's biggest problem, then just focus needs to go elsewhere. Because again, that's a relatively simple thing to do. Like that's one decision item. That is, you decide once during the day you've got to get that right, versus the 4 or 5 other decisions you're going to make around food each day. And while it's important, it's not the big win. Does that make sense? So yeah, for sure, get your protein shake in, get it in after the workout. But there's probably other areas in your life that improving those will improve everything else faster. Does that make sense? Okay, guys, anything else?
2 small ones. Would having protein and fat breakfast be slightly better than oats?
Maybe. Well, no. This is like a grey area. What should I say?
Depends on what it depends on what your goal is, what your direction you're trying to go.
Yeah, that's it. Depends. Are you a farmer or not? So, protein and fat breakfast is great because it means you're less likely to experience blood sugar fluctuations, which means you're less likely to overconsume later in the day, and you're more likely to feel full. With the big carby breakfast in the morning, you start to set this like blood sugar dysregulation thing off from the start of the day, and you're constantly chasing your next sugar high. Sometimes, for some people it will, for some people it won't. If you find it keeps you feeling fuller for longer and you feel better for it, rock on with it.
Gotcha.
Again, over the course of a day, it doesn't affect anything, it doesn't matter, but it matters for you.
Gotcha, yeah.
What's number 2?
In terms of fat loss, would you only have your carbs before and after training, or would you have them through the whole day?
Again, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, if you give people carbs, what tends to happen is they find it harder to control their food through the course of the day, which means the more carbs you eat, the more likely you are to fall off the wagon. So if for you mentally it works to keep them there and that's the only time you're allowed to have them, then that's perfect, that's great. But if you can spread them through the day, that's fine. If you want to backload and have one big meal at night, like carbs at night aren't bad, but more carbs at night after you've had carbs all day, it's just extra calories, which leads to weight gain. Like carbs at night is great because it'll crash you to sleep and give you like better quality sleep for it.
Yeah.
But that's not to say eat carbs all day and then eat like a triple portion of carbs at night. So around training is cool, or just like at night. I don't know about you guys, but I find I get my worst cravings at night. I'm more likely to want carbs at night. So if I just account for that during the day, it actually sets me up to win later on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you. What's the question?
Yeah, I struggle knowing what's before training and after.
Okay. If you're relying on your training, pre-training meal to give you energy for training, the rest of the day is a problem. Okay. So you should have, like, are you training evenings or mornings? Evenings. So over the course of a day, you should be well stocked with energy. Now, obviously, you have like work and all that other bullshit that happens between getting up and going training. A really simple, really easy go-to, that I always use is Greek yogurt and oats, and maybe some berries. Again, that kind of depends on how it fits into everything else. It could just be some nuts and protein shake as well.
Before.
Before. Then after, again, it depends. If you're gonna go home from here and eat afterwards, you'd have a bit of protein, but just go home and eat at the same time. You'd have like a simple protein shake during training and go home and have dinner. That's like all you really need to do. And then pre-training, maybe some oats and yogurt if you really need it. If you guys were relying on pre-workout, something with your coffee every single workout, every single day to get up to training. Who are we looking at here? Someone?
Take your pick.
You're doing something wrong elsewhere as well, okay? So again, with that sort of stuff, if anything becomes a crutch, or if you need to have anything, in any quantity for any reason, that's a big hole in your...
Struggle to eat in the mornings, that's the way I take it.
When do you train in the morning?
I train in the mornings and I struggle to eat at apart from today I've done something different. I made a shake with like oats, milk, protein, and banana.
And how did the rest of your day feel?
I still took pre-training
Okay, why? Because you always take pre-training.
because I was doing legs.
Yeah. The other thing with caffeine, what time did you take it at?
I was actually here before 10 today.
What?
Surprisingly.
Oh, Christ like miracle.
9:15.
Okay, so your timing is probably right. What time did you get up at?
8:30 today.
Okay, so like, for the most part, cortisol should be there in the morning to keep your energy high. Like when you wake in normal hormonal regulation profiles, you have like elevated cortisol levels in the morning, which will help you be energetic first thing. If you've had shit sleep and you're not used to getting up in the morning, that obviously changes. But having coffee first thing in the morning will just blunt that and it'll just put you into a bad cycle. Like honestly, it's gotta be horrible. So you know what, coffee at that time isn't bad, that's kind of a normal coffee time anyway. But if you're rolling out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning and having a coffee, something's wrong. Like who has more than 3 cups a day? Yeah. You don't all fucked up. Too much coffee is terrible. Like it'll make you jittery, it'll make you anxious.
Give you the copy.
Does that include tea as well?
Weekly's done.
Does that include tea as well?
Tea doesn't yet. In any regard, because it's a terrible drink.
What? Dude. Should have asked him that before he came down.
Yeah, I know. How do you feel about tea? Yeah, so again, like limit your coffee to 2 or 3 coffees a day, just because. Again, if you're relying on it, you're screwed. If you're eating properly, you should be more energetic anyway. You won't have to worry about it properly. In good quality food, eating when you need to do it to support your goals. But yeah, pre-trainer, coffee. I do it as well. Like
I just feel like I can't work out hard enough, and it takes me way too long to warm up if I don't use it.
What about if instead you develop a new warm-up routine to replace coffee? What if there's something like that? Do you think that would work? No, so basically, what I'm kind of getting at is when you've told yourself the story enough times that you need coffee, and if you don't have coffee, your body goes, oh shit, I don't have coffee, I'm not energetic. One of the best things I ever did for my own training was I started training heavy all the time as part of the structured program. Like I was squatting and deadlifting heavy 3-4 times a week. Everything says you shouldn't be able to do it, but as soon as you actually start doing it, you go, oh, this isn't so bad. 1 day a week. What's your easiest day? What day do you dread the least?
Ours.
What day do you dread the least coming in?
Ours.
1 day. Yeah, just don't have coffee on Monday.
I did.
You didn't?
No.
There you go. Do you always not have it on Monday?
No, I just stopped because I knew I was kind of getting used to it a bit. I don't need something until I have to cycle off it.
Good. Okay, so you've already kind of answered your own question. You're more ready to give yourself credit for it. Yeah, honestly, yeah, just break it 1 day, and then break it another day.
I just thought I should start using it on the heavy leg days rather than just using it.
Yeah, that's not always every day though. So yeah, if you're just using it on a leg day, that's fine. If it gives you a mental boost, completely okay. If you feel like you need it for every single session, like core and stretching, probably a problem there.
Yeah.
But no, it actually sounds like you've done the right
Well,
thing.
only this week. This week I made the mental decision to not take it every day.
Cool, make the same decision next week. Or keep that decision. And you'll benefit for it. Anyone else going?
Well, I used to train first thing in the morning, like 6, 7. What would you say about eating before? Because obviously you can't eat a massive big meal.
Yeah. It depends on like the nature of the training. If it was something really like endurance based, like a long run,
Yeah.
probably some sort of carby sugar.
Say general strength and conditioning training.
I usually just train an empty stomach. Like if you absolutely want to have something because you feel like you should, oats and Greek yogurt again are a great call. Or have a scoop of protein or half a scoop of protein with some berries and just a bit of water blended up. Like you probably don't really need, if you've eaten before, a big meal the night before is even more important. If you've eaten well the day before, carbo, you don't need to wake up and eat first thing in the morning. You have the energy from the previous day. You've been asleep all night, so you haven't really used it. So once you wake up, you should be good to go. Do you feel like you don't have enough energy if you don't eat?
Well, no, just a few times that I have, like I've gotten up in the morning and I'm not hungry or whatever. I can get a couple of sets in, I'd get a bit light at it, especially squatting or that.
So then probably some blood sugar thing going on there.
Yeah, like usually I have a banana and that's okay, that gets me through, like, but
Do that. That's, yeah. Bananas aren't, so the fruit thing, fruit gets blown out of proportion, fruit's not evil, fruit's not going to kill you, fruit's not making you fat. Fruit has never made anyone fat, okay? No fruit in the world makes you fat, okay? It's everything else in your diet, so let's get rid of that thing like once and for all. There's sugar in fruit, but there's also a lot of fibre, there's also a lot of vitamins, there's also a lot of minerals. Sugar has not made you, or fruit has not made you fat, so don't be afraid of eating it. A banana is a great call. Light, easy to digest, get you through your session. So yeah, just have a banana or have like a berry shake with some protein. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Anyone else?
What would you recommend for warm-up for strength conditioning? Like 10 minutes formal or something like that.
I skip it. They slag me because I skip without the other person.
We slag you because your one was 15, 20 minutes long.
Gets the hard bit.
Something specific to the activity you're going to do. So squatting, that would be like maybe a bit of foam rolling. Some hurdle drills. So you're setting a bar up like at knee level, just coming up and over, setting it up about nipple level, and coming underneath it. But when you come underneath it, you try to make sure your knees stay out. You can't just like collapse them in, and then maybe having it at hip level again and going over and back. Warm-ups are for being ready for activity. So warm-ups are warming up. Mobility and like flexibility improvements are like another thing altogether. You can't do 2 in one session because it would just take too long. So like hurdle drills, over and unders, and some core activation stuff like some power planks, some high planks, and then just squat. Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool. Those 2 hurdle drills are amazing. So quick and easy to do. Anyone else? So, okay. That's a wrap then, is it?